This afternoon, the Durham City Council will hear for the first time from the Human Relations Commission, which was asked last fall by Mayor Bell to investigate allegations of racial profiling, racially biased drug enforcement. The commission thus far has held 10 hearings and heard from dozens of witnesses, including the chief of police himself.
Over the last year, we've watched closely as a broad coalition of neighborhood organizations led by FADE has presented compelling empirical evidence of racial disparities in the traffic and drug enforcement practices of the Durham Police Department. We've also listened intently to the very personal stories of those Durham citizens who've come forward and shared their experiences with the Durham Human Relations Commission.
The commission concluded that racial profiling is embedded in the culture and the practices of the Durham Police Department.
Firstly, we want you to know that as Durham CAN clergy, we support the men and women who hold the line for us and place themselves between us and anarchy every day, the honorable men and women who wear the uniform of the Durham Police Department. But we have a cultural and systemic problem in our city.
Tragically, the Durham Police Department has lost the trust and confidence of the people of Durham. These disparities have played a very large part in that disturbing loss of public trust and public confidence.
We're not looking at the police as evil. We're not looking at them as oppressors, but we are recognizing that systemically we have a problem. And these 5 points will go a long way towards helping to make sure that our police do in fact protect and serve rather than profile and select.
We want them to say yes to mandating the use of written consent to search forms for all consent searches.
Second, making marijuana enforcement the lowest level enforcement priority of our police department. Third, implementing a policy requiring mandatory periodic review of the data collected about the stops that officers are conducting here in Durham. Fourth, to reform and strengthen the Durham Civilian Police Review Board.
And last, we want them to say yes to requiring the department to engage in formal racial equity training.
We do, however, want to point out that of the 30-odd suggestions, we want to make sure that these 5 that you have heard before are at the forefront.
We've got a sister city right up the road, Fayetteville, whose numbers with regard to racial profiling aren't as dramatic as ours. And their numbers have occasioned federal review. They got a phone call from the federal government saying that we think you're running afoul of the 14th Amendment. And their numbers aren't as bad as ours.
Those numbers in Durham are extremely startling, and they occur and impact people's opportunities for success in life.
We do care about our citizens of Durham. That is why we are supporting the coalition, and we want justice done.
We support FADE's efforts to reduce the number of young people who are forced into the criminal justice system.
We hope that the City Council will work to change this issue for all the members of the community by accepting all 5 of the HRC's recommendations.
We stand with the FADE Coalition towards a Durham in which all of our children are safe in these streets. Thank you very much.